My beloved brothers and sisters, sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, your mind confused, and your soul unsettled. A bad dream can shake you, even if it lasted only a few seconds. It makes you wonder why it happened, what it means, and whether it's a sign of something frightening. But the truth is, not every dream deserves space in your heart, and not every nightmare carries a message. Some dreams are simply a whisper from the fears you hold inside. Some are from the noise of your own thoughts, and some, yes, are from the whispers of shaitan. But even then, they hold no power over you unless you allow them to. You see, the night is a test, just like the day. Allah watches the way you respond to your fears, the way you calm your heart, the way you remember Him even when your soul feels unsteady. A bad dream is not a punishment. It is not a prediction. It is not a sign that your future has been written in darkness. Sometimes it is simply a moment meant to bring you closer to Allah, reminding you to seek protection, to recite your evening du'as, and to place your trust where it has always belonged, in the one who never sleeps, never forgets, never abandons. When a bad dream wakes you, remind your heart, this has no power over me. Turn to Allah with quiet confidence. Seek refuge in Him. The moment you whisper a dua, the moment you recite even a short verse, you remember the darkness begins to lose its strength. Because light always wins. And your Lord is the light of the heavens and the earth. Do not share your nightmares with people who cannot help you. Do not spread fear through your own lips. Let the dream die in silence. Instead, wash your face, change your position, or recite a small dhikr. The more your tongue remembers Allah, the weaker the dream becomes. The more your heart trusts Allah, the stronger you feel. Nightmares are temporary shadows, but the mercy of Allah is permanent, and His protection is stronger than anything you could ever see in a dream. And remember, sometimes a bad dream comes because your heart is tired, your mind is overwhelmed, or you are carrying worries bigger than your chest can hold. In those moments, Allah is inviting you to release, to breathe, to lean on Him, and to know that even in the darkness of night, He is closer to you than your own fears. So don't fear your dreams. Fear losing the connection with the one who controls them. As long as Allah is with you, every nightmare will fade, every fear will shrink, and every night will pass. You are protected, you are watched over, and you are never, ever alone. When you experience a bad dream, your heart often responds before your mind even understands what happened. You wake up breathing heavily, your chest rising and falling as if you just escaped something dangerous. The darkness of the room feels heavier than usual, and for a moment, you wonder if what you saw was real. But the truth is something your soul needs to remember again and again. A dream cannot harm you. A nightmare cannot control your destiny. It has no authority, no reality, and no power over a believer who turns immediately to Allah. Many people fear their dreams more than they fear their own sins. They allow a few seconds of fear to ruin hours of peace. But the one who knows Allah understands something deeper. Protection does not come from the dream disappearing. It comes from the heart remembering who is in control. When you say, I seek refuge in Allah, it is not just a phrase, it is a shield, an armor, a barrier that no evil can cross. Every time your tongue remembers Allah, the fear that tried to grow inside you begins to shrink. The darkness in your chest starts to lift, because light and fear cannot live together. If Allah is in your heart, nothing else has space. A nightmare might shake you, but it cannot break you. It may scare you, but it cannot shape your future. It may disturb your sleep, but it cannot disturb the plans Allah has written for you. When Allah is the protector, even the things that frighten you become powerless. There is something beautiful and comforting in knowing that even while you sleep, even when you are unconscious and unaware, Allah is still protecting you. He guards your body, your soul, your mind, and your dreams. He never sleeps, never forgets, never loses sight of you. You are never unprotected for even a single second. Sometimes bad dreams are nothing more than reflections of your own stress and fears. Your mind carries your worries into your sleep, mixing them into strange images that feel real. Other times, the whispers of shaitan try to disturb your peace just for a moment. But even then, shaitan cannot harm you. His whispers are like shadows, dark but without substance. They look frightening until you switch on the light. Once you remember Allah, once you recite even a single verse, the shadow disappears instantly. This is why you should never give your dream more importance than it deserves. Do not let your imagination turn it into a message or a sign. Do not let fear exaggerate what was nothing more than a meaningless image. Allah did not write your destiny in the form of a nightmare. Your destiny is written with wisdom, mercy, and knowledge. If something was meant to affect your life, Allah would guide you clearly, not through confusion and fear. When a bad dream wakes you, the best thing you can do is turn that moment into worship. Whisper, Ya Allah, protect me. Recite the dua for fear, recite Ayatul Kursi, or simply say the words, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. These words are like a beam of light entering a dark room. They immediately remove the weight from your chest. You begin to breathe calmly again. Your heart slowly returns to peace because it senses the presence of Allah, the one who promises to protect those who seek Him sincerely. And if the dream still bothers you, change your sleeping position, sit up for a moment, or wash your face. Each of these actions has a spiritual effect. It physically breaks the connection between you and the nightmare. It signals to your mind that the moment is over, that you have moved forward, that the fear has no hold on you anymore. Even the smallest act, when done with trust in Allah, becomes a source of strength. Remember that your worth is not measured by the dreams you see, but by the faith you carry. Your life is not shaped by nightmares, but by your connection with the Creator of day and night. So whenever fear tries to touch your heart, remind yourself gently, this cannot harm me, Allah is with me. And when Allah is with you, no dream, no matter how dark it feels, can ever overpower the light inside your soul. There is something very important about bad dreams that many people overlook. Silence protects you. Not every dream deserves to be carried into the light of day. Not every nightmare needs to be spoken about. The moment you begin to share a frightening dream with someone else, you bring it back to life inside your mind. You give it energy, shape, and weight. But the dream itself was powerless until you chose to hold on to it. One of the most beautiful teachings for the believer is the wisdom of not talking about nightmares. When you stay silent about them, you allow them to fade, to dissolve like smoke, to return to nothing. And that's exactly what they were, nothing. When you wake up from a disturbing dream, your heart is sensitive, your mind is vulnerable, your emotions are soft and still touched by the images you saw. In that moment, your heart needs comfort, not conversation. It needs the remembrance of Allah, not the attention of people. Sharing a bad dream does not remove fear, it increases it. You repeat the details, relive the fear, and strengthen something that never deserved strength in the first place. The more you talk about it, the deeper it settles inside your memory. And sometimes the person you tell reacts with worry, shock, or misunderstanding, making the dream feel even heavier. But when you remain silent, something beautiful happens. The dream begins to die quietly. Your heart begins to detach from it. Your mind slowly realizes that it was just a moment, just an illusion, just a passing shadow. Silence becomes a way of releasing the dream instead of holding it close. You are protecting your heart by not giving fear a voice. There is also wisdom in not sharing nightmares with others because people cannot interpret what they do not truly understand. A person might unintentionally frighten you more, imagining meanings that don't exist, adding unnecessary fear to your already shaken heart. Someone might tell you, maybe it means something bad, or this could be a sign, and suddenly your mind becomes trapped in worries that were never meant for you. But when you leave the dream unspoken, you protect yourself from the noise of people's opinions. You keep your heart safe from words that could harm it. And beyond all this, silence about bad dreams is an act of trust in Allah. It is a way of saying, my refuge is with you, not with people. Instead of seeking human interpretation, you seek divine protection. Instead of worrying about what the dream meant, you remember who controls meaning. The one who created the human heart does not need you to describe your fear to him. He already knows it. He knows what frightened you. He knows what your soul needs, and he knows how to calm you better than any human ever could. When you choose not to speak about the nightmare, it becomes easier to turn your focus toward Allah. Your thoughts move away from the dream and toward His mercy, His strength, His protection. You begin to remember the du'as for fear, the verses that bring warmth to the heart, the ways in which Allah shields His servants from harm. Even the act of seeking refuge from the unseen brings a feeling of security that no conversation with another person can match. Often, bad dreams are nothing more than the whispers of shaitan. The moment you speak about them, you give him exactly what he wants: attention. But when you remain silent, and instead turn to Allah. You close the door on him completely. You show him that his attempt to disturb you failed. You show him that you are protected. You show him that your connection with Allah is stronger than your fear. And that is a victory, a quiet spiritual victory that you feel deep within your chest. Silence about nightmares does not mean ignoring your emotions. It means treating your heart gently, allowing fear to pass without feeding it. It means trusting that not everything deserves to be remembered. It means recognizing that your peace is more valuable than your curiosity. When you choose silence, you choose peace. When you choose silence, you choose strength. When you choose silence, you choose to let Allah handle what you cannot understand. Sometimes a bad dream comes not because something terrible is waiting for you, but because something inside you needs healing. There are moments when the heart is carrying too much worries, pressure, sadness, overthinking, and all of that finds its way into your sleep. A dream becomes a mirror of the burdens you weren't able to express during the day. And in those moments, a nightmare is not a sign of danger. It is a reminder to reconnect with Allah, to return to the one who understands your hidden struggles better than you do yourself. When a bad dream shakes you, it reveals how fragile the human heart truly is. You realize how quickly fear enters, how deeply uncertainty touches you, how easily your peace can be disturbed. But that weakness is not something to be ashamed of. It is a reminder of your need for Allah. He created you with emotions, with sensitivity, with vulnerability, so that you would never forget the one who gives strength. A nightmare can feel dark, but sometimes through that darkness, Allah brings you back to the light of His remembrance. There are nights when you sleep without reciting your du'as. Nights when exhaustion makes you forget the verses that protect you. Nights when the heart sleeps heavy with stress and the soul sleeps distant from its Lord. And suddenly, a bad dream wakes you, making you realize how much you need His protection. It becomes a moment of awakening, a moment that gently pushes you to recite Ayatul Kursi again, to read the last verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, to seek refuge with sincerity, to whisper the evening adhkar that you may have forgotten. It becomes a call back to the spiritual habits you once held close. Allah does not need to frighten you to bring you closer, but sometimes your own fears become the reason you remember Him. When your heart trembles, you turn to the one who calms hearts. When your sleep is disturbed, you turn to the one who gives tranquility. When your soul feels unsettled, you turn to the one who brings peace. And there is something incredibly beautiful about that moment, in the silence of the night. When the world is asleep and only the sound of your breath fills the room, you whisper, Ya Allah, and instantly the fear begins to lose its grip. A bad dream can be a reminder that spiritual protection cannot be taken lightly. Just like your body needs food, your soul needs dhikr. Just like a house needs a lock, your heart needs the shield of du'as. Just like darkness disappears with a single light, the whispers of fear disappear with a single remembrance of Allah. When you make dhikr a part of your night, your dreams soften, your sleep becomes a mercy, and your worries melt into the hands of the one who never abandons you. And sometimes bad dreams appear when your life is noisy, too many distractions, too much scrolling, too much comparison, too much emotional pressure. The mind becomes full, and during sleep, it begins to spill out everything you were trying to hold in. This is not a punishment from Allah. It is a sign that you need to pause, breathe, and reconnect. It is a sign that your heart is craving the calmness that only the remembrance of Allah can give. It is a sign that you need silence, reflection, and closeness to the one who heals what you cannot explain. A nightmare can also become a moment of humility. It reminds you that no matter how strong you feel during the day, the night can reveal your weaknesses. And through those weaknesses, Allah teaches you dependence, reminding you that true security does not come from a locked door, a safe house, or a comfortable room. True security comes from a heart connected to its Creator, a heart that beats with trust, a heart that knows every fear is smaller than the mercy of Allah. So when you wake up shaken, do not think you are alone. Your Lord is near. He heard your heartbeat trembling. He saw the moment you opened your eyes in fear. He watched as your soul reached for comfort. And He waits for you to call upon Him, because every call you make is answered. Every fear you share with Him is lifted, and every moment you turn to Him becomes a moment of protection. Bad dreams are temporary visitors. They are not chapters of your destiny. They are reminders, gentle pushes, spiritual awakenings. They come and they go, but the closeness you gain with Allah because of them stays with you forever. And as long as you return to Him, your nights will always end with peace and your heart will always find light, even after the darkest dream.